What's going on, you guys? It's Tony at Casa Esmeralda, and today I'm making one of my favorite morning or lunch dishes. This is a very simple thing you can do, and you take a zucalunga, which is this, like this one, or you can take one like this, or is it like this? Like this, yeah. This is a Lageneria gourd. So here's my waist is right here. Here's my head. It's above my head. It's 93 centimeters in total. I'm saving this for seeds next year. So the dogs are here too. Anyways. Kind of cool. Feel like Fred Flintstone almost. Or kind of like, get it? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this off to the side, save this for seeds next year. This goes kind of quick. In a pot here, it's already sizzling hot, but that's all good. If you have old bread, or the other day, like I said the other day, I made pizza, so after I make the pizza, then I throw the remaining dough in the oven. And I end up with my own, about once a week I make my own pizza here. So I end up with my own bread, which is this. It's a nice little loaf of bread with my linseed, poppy seed, and sunflower seed in there. And what you do is you take a few slices of this, you cut it up into squares of your liking. And you end up with something like this. It looks like this, and you got some zucalunga in there. So, and then this is called crostini. So in Italy, they don't really throw out bread like they do in some countries like Germany and Austria. They try to use up as much bread as possible. So it's a pranzo dish. If you go to a Lampredato or something like that, you can get a crostini with something on it. And this is my version of doing it. So add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Add your zucalunga. Get the heat up on your stove. So let's go over to the stove now. And then you want, because it rained yesterday, so I'm going to be getting eggs. My chickens have not been very cooperative because of the hot temperatures. It was like 2 weeks without rain, and it finally rained. And then it rained again, and then it rained again in the early morning hours. So 3 times it rained in the afternoon, evening, and early morning, which was nice. So I got my farm fresh eggs here, and I'm just going to add about 2 or 3 eggs to that. So this is something you can do in about 10 minutes. So that's what this looks like. It's like of the squash cucumber family. They are of the gourd family, actually. They're referred to as of the gourd family of vegetables, if you look on Google. And so they do come in different colors. It depends on the seeds you have. I like the green one better because the seeds are a little bit smaller. The light green, the dark green one is a little bit more durable. It's a little bit more hardy, and it's a little bit more fatter. But I do like the light green one because the light green ones, they grow super long and skinny, which is nice. And it's very tough. Like, this is very tough. Like, you need some real good sharp knife. Make sure you don't cut your hands, things like that when you split this open. Or if you have a machine or something like that, and then you just carve it. Or another way is to cut it off like a big piece of salami here, and then to carve out the whole center on the inside, just to carve it and kind of hold on to this like that and carve it out. So you put the lid on there, get the heat up, get some nice crunchy bread. What you want to do is get the olive oil to congeal, to amalgamate together with the old bread, and to really get the old bread. This is new bread, but it's still going to get all crunchy and crispy, and it'll be nice. And then also the Lageneria gourd is going to soak up the olive oil, which will be nice. And then you end up with something that looks like this, as chicken food or animal food. And you end up with the seeds, which are these ones. So these are what the seeds look like. And the seeds are edible. In naturopathy, they're used, the whole thing is actually used. There's many medicinal uses for this plant. So, and they're delicious. You can roast the seeds, you can eat them raw. The skin is kind of tough, so I give this to my goats, and they love chewing on this, because goats, they can eat bark, and this is like a bark to goats. So they love this, and you end up going a whole pile of this to your goats like that, all these chips and everything, or bark. You need to go outside, sweetie. So when you got your heat up, turn your heat back down a bit so you don't burn the bread. Give it a stir, because you want the bread to not stick to the bottom or anything, just stick to the bottom of the pan. So normally you just only need about 2 eggs, because when you take eggs and this Lageneria gourd, it makes like a big fluffy omelet. It's absolutely delicious. If you can also make like Lageneria as like a farmer's omelet, and if you take like 3 eggs, it's like eating 6 eggs. It's pretty incredible. So okay, so we'll put some stuff back in the fridge. Okay, a little bit of fridge organization. So, kind of push this off to the side, and in this jar, if you have not tried to make my sweet hot chili sauce, please do try. This is just awesome. I've already eaten the whole jar, and I've picked some new chilies from the greenhouse. There's another handful, and I got more chilies coming. So this is all good. When the temperature goes up around here, and it stays, like in the high 20s and the low 30s or something again, there's lots of things that are flying around here and stuff in the Mediterranean that can kill you. So hot chili, capsaicin, extra virgin olive oil, apple cider vinegar, all these things can help your immune system, and they can kill anything and help you if you get an onslaught with something like malaria or something like that. Okay? Okay, so I got some my eggs here. Gonna wash the coating off my eggs. If you're in the grocery store, your eggs, when they leave the farm, they're already washed. But it's nice to have your own eggs because what happens is the coating on them stays. So you can keep these eggs for like 20 days and nothing will happen to them. It'll be like farm fresh eggs. You can eat them. It's a nice egg right here. Nice Italian brown hen. So I only have 6 hens, which is enough for me. So I get about 1 to 3 eggs a day, and the new hens haven't started laying yet. Just gonna give it a little stir again. So this is about a 10-15 minute thing. I'm just gonna get, well, let's do 3 eggs. I'm hungry today. And you can do your eggs any way you want. If you want to do your eggs sunny side up and just kind of leave it on top, or you want to do your egg scrambled, that's all up to you. It all works the same. Or you want to do your eggs on the side, and that sort of thing, that works good too. Just gonna feed my animals out here. It's nice to have rain because I have not done a lot of filming this summer as I did last year. Last summer I had at least 2 times a week I had rain here, which was nice. And then the rain helps me because I don't have to do the watering. I have a very large fruit orchard, and then I have a very large olive grove on 1.45 hectares of land here. So that does keep me busy. And then I have my vegetable garden here, and then some other fruiting stuff that I'm growing and things like that. And then I have my farm animals. So I'm gonna try this from the grocery store. I got some pecorino cheese here. These are like €1 a package for 100 gram. So really, not €1 for this whole pack, 100 gram, and that's a common thing around here. So then just turn your heat down. And eggs are like I find my way of cooking eggs is that get the pan up to high heat and then turn the eggs off and then let the eggs cook for 5 or 10 minutes. And if you let your eggs on a very, very low heat cook for like 5 or 10 minutes or like a long period, a 10-minute period, I find that the eggs are very delicious then. So some people, they kind of cook the eggs on a very high heat, and they kind of do the scramble thing and everything. And I don't know, I don't like it that much. Okay, so helped my neighbor the other day. We were making some wine. So everybody around here, my neighbors, they all make wine and things like that. So I kind of spent the whole entire afternoon into the evening of making the wine. He didn't want me to do any filming or anything like that. So I just thought, you know, I have neighbors here, they don't have internet and they don't like cameras, they like their privacy. So, you know, just got some homemade wine here, some homemade red wine. It's not bad actually. It's pretty dry without the chemicals and everything like that. Just gonna have a little bit of glass of red wine here. This is Ionian Sea area. I mean, people here, you gotta have really nice food. Everybody here, I mean, probably eats like kings. I mean, farm animals, vegetables, fruits. I mean, things like if you go into a grocery store in America and you walk out, you're gonna walk out of the store just buying the meat, the produce, and the vegetables. You're gonna spend like a couple $100. And people here, they just grow and make everything fresh, like I do. So. Okay, let's take a look at this. You know what? I like my eggs sort of yolky a little bit. That's always nice. And then that kind of congeals with the bread. The bread kind of soaks up the yolk and things like that. So that's always nice. So we got some zucalunga here. Smoking hot pan. Kind of a late breakfast actually. This is something you could actually make. If you were in America, this is something you can make for breakfast. But here around the Ionian Sea area, this is more of a pranzo thing, like lunchtime, or it's like a mealtime thing. And so you could have this several different ways. Need a little spoon like a scraper here. I'm not very fussy today, but you can add a little bit of basil to the top of this. You can add chives and things like that, like a little bit of green onion, that sort of thing. I'm just hungry, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of running around to the greenhouse and that. I just want to eat right now because I only had vegetables and a little bit of fruit, like a banana this morning. I kind of get up in the mornings and at sunrise, and then I just I grab like a piece of vitamin A, like a squash, and a banana, and a glass of water. No coffee or anything. Maybe a tea sometimes. If it's cold, I make a tea. Today it's still pretty warm, 25, 26 Celsius. With the rain, the overcast now about 23. So that's all good. Save a little bit for the doggies later. And then I just got, so this is a big meal for me. I got a little bit of my own homemade now tomato sauce here. It's cold, hand pressed, and I'm just gonna drizzle that on a little bit. I just have enough here to kind of drizzle that on. It's like a ketchup, but homemade tomato sauce from real salsa tomatoes. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of this pecorino cheese here. There's lots of toppings. So there's lots of toppings even without the basil and the chives going on here. I'm just gonna take a little bit in my hand and I'm gonna spread that over. Like that. And so I got a lot of jars and things because now I basically do make my own food, my own confections. And then to top it all off, just a drizzle of my own sweet chili sauce, which is this, like that. And I would say about 2 chilies. So grab 2 nice chilies, or 1 if you can bear to handle that. And just kind of, there, boom. So that's what that looks like. That is like a powder mountain of can be old bread. So if you have old bread, you can still use that, and it'll soak up all the flavor from the extra virgin olive oil and the zucca lunga, and then the tomato sauce, homemade tomato sauce, the hot red pepper, and the sweet chili sauce that I made before. So if you haven't made the sweet chili sauce, look on my website for the hot sweet chili sauce that I made last month. Okay, so saluti and buon appetito. That's not a bad red wine. Okay, so this is hot, it's ready. I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry. I wish you all a very pleasant day. All the best. I hope I've inspired you to go outside, to plant and grow your own food, and to do things on your own. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.